Hello, and welcome back to another episode of me ranking Megami Tensei stuff. I originally planned on talking about SMT4 Apocalypse, but when I reached out to Twitter and asked what they wanted to see me talk about next, Persona 1 won. So today I'll be ranking the 9 initial personas of the P1 crew. Now, unfortunately, there's really not a lot of direct artwork for the Persona 1 personas, so I'm gonna have to go based on their in-game sprites, as well as general game artwork, and I'll also include their depictions in the manga. Alright, with all that out of the way, let's get started. So, obviously, we're gonna start with the protagonist and Seimon Kongu of the Emperor Arcana, or Starion as he was known in Revelations. Those of you who watched my top 10 personas list from, almost 5 years ago now, may remember I had this dude on it, and I stand by that. I do really like this design. I'm a big fan of the color scheme here, and even though they are not in the game at all, I really dig how he's got the 3 wise monkeys incorporated here. I think this is a really strong persona and a good start to the entire series. S rank for Seimon Kongu.
Here goes!
Next up is Maki Sonomura and Masao, or Maria in Revelations, of the Priestess Arcana. One touch I really like about this persona is the water droplet on her mask, since she's associated with the ocean and, fishermen and stuff. Obviously, you don't really get to see that in the game super clearly, but I think this is still a pretty good design. I still find it a little odd given who Maki's ultimate and third tier personas are, that she doesn't have the Norn Erd as her initial, but I really can't hold that against this persona or anything. It's fine. Nothing too extravagant. I do like it. I'm gonna give Masao a B.
Persona!
Then we have Masao Mark Inaba and his persona Ogun, or Shaman, of the Chariot Arcana. This one is really hard for me to judge because it's basically just the demon Ogun. I think Mark is one of the only characters whose persona so closely just resembles a pre-existing demon design. I was going to applaud it for having a more unique color scheme, but then I remembered the bright yellow and green is basically just what Ogun originally looked like in the first Devil Summoner. It's not a bad design, but it does feel a little lazy as a persona. It's hard to feel like this was created for Mark specifically, which is a shame because I would argue Mark is one of the better explored characters in Persona 1. Judging it purely as a persona, I really don't think I can go any higher than a C.
Let's get funky!
Alright, now we have Kei Nanjo and Aizen Mioyo of the Hierophant Arcana, or, I forget what it was called in Revelations. Voodoo, it was Voodoo. So, I'm gonna be honest, I've never really liked this one, to be honest. I do like the color scheme on it, the dark blue looks really good, but this, tokusatsu gimp thing never really stood out to me all that much. I should clarify, I'm only counting his Persona 1 design, specifically. I'll talk about Persona 2 in another video. Same goes for any characters today where we see their personas in a later game. I don't really like this one. I'm probably gonna give it a D. It's a little below average for me.
Persona.
Next up is Hidehiko Brown Uesugi, the man who crapped himself, and his persona Nemine, or Talon in Revelations, of the Justice Arcana. I really like this one. I don't care too much for Brown himself, but Nemine is awesome. I really like the armor, I love the feather skirt, I like how the helmet incorporates the bird aspects of the goddess. This is probably one of my favorites in Persona 1. I actually really wish we'd gotten to see what this one would have looked like in Persona 2. Nemine is gonna get an A, for sure. I think that's fair.
Go for it!
Now it's time for a crowd favorite from Eriko Ellie Kirishima. she's got Nike of the Judgment Arcana. Yeah, she's one of the super rare Judgment Party personas. Alright, Nike, so let's do it, right? This one is cool. I love Megaton's use of mechanical angels, like Metatron and stuff. Nike's this really neat blend of, like, an angel with a jet plane. She has no arms, just wings. This might be in reference to the famous statue of Nike, which is also missing its arms. It's sleek, it's cool, and I think it's very fitting for Ellie as a character. I was gonna go B, but I think this is another A rank. This works really well. Also, she's still Nike in Revelations. They didn't feel the need to change that one, so that doesn't affect the grade. I just think it's interesting. Alright, now it's time for my personal favorite Persona 1 character, Yuka Ayase of the Magician Arcana, with her persona Hori, or Fury in Revelations. I love this one. It has this feeling of, like, fire or flower petals. There's such a cute little kind of like spunk to its animations. I think this is a really solid design that I like even more just because of its connection to Ayase as a character. It's a solid design and is so much better than Ayase's ultimate persona, which is just... That's a different video. As for Hori, I'm not actually sure how to pronounce it. I feel like I'm giving these out too freely, but I think this is gonna be another A rank. I do like this one. Alright, now it's time for everyone's big sis, Yukino Mayuzumi, and her persona, Vesta of the Empress Arcana. Like with Nike, Vesta is still Vesta in Revelations, but that's probably more for the fact that they cut the Snow Queen quest, so you really don't see much of her in the Sebek route. Now, earlier I mentioned a persona from my top personas list. This time I'm mentioning one from my worst personas list. However, if you'll recall, that entry on that list was specifically about Vesta's P2 design. Her P1 design is, in my opinion, much better. I do actually really like this kind of red jester genie type thing. Not so much that I'm going to give it another A, but I do still like it, so I feel comfortable giving this one a B.
Do it!
And then our last character is none other than Reiji Kido, with his broody, angsty, devil arcana persona, Bress. I'm still not sure if that's how that's pronounced. He's Gunny in Revelations, which I don't think makes it any clearer, and Bress is just cool. He's like this armor-clad swordsman Batman. Like, if you're gonna play Persona 1, dude, go for Reiji. Just unlocking this dude is worth it. His awakening is super cool, and I absolutely dig the dark purple and red color scheme here. I really wish there was better and clearer artwork of this guy available, but I really like what we can see. This is a cool design for pretty much the only Devil Arcana party member we've ever had. Bress is gonna be... yeah, another A rank, actually. I'm not gonna go lower than that.
Persona.
Alright, so that is all 9 of the initial personas for the party members in Persona 1. I have to say, revisiting them for this video, I'm a little surprised how positive I was towards most of these. I really thought it'd be mostly C ranks and stuff. I didn't really remember the Persona 1 personas jumping out at me that much, but there were some good ones here. I do think the ultimates are a little weaker, if I recall. But yeah, that is 9 personas knocked out. Let me know who your favorites are, or which rankings I gave that you totally disagree with. And I guess let me know what other topics you'd like to see me cover. I'm definitely open to suggestion. And until next time, take care.